Hey guys, today I just want to talk really quick about the huge nerf to Bryan'S taunt in Tekken 8 and whether I think it's justified or not, and to just give you some insight into what has changed with taunt in Tekken 8. So for those of you that don't know, taunt got pretty heavily nerfed in Tekken 8. Basically any move that links after taunt now is going to be heavily scaled, which is not the case in Tekken 7, which is the reason I have Tekken 7 open right now, to just show you guys the big disparity. So for example, if we do like 4-3, it's 27 damage. If we do taunt 4-3, it's 27 damage. If we do forward 2-1-4, it's 42 damage. Taunt forward 2-1-4 is also 42 damage. There's no scaling. A move is always going to do the same amount of damage, whether it comes out of a taunt or not. In Tekken 8, this has been changed. I don't know the exact scaling numbers for how moves are scaling after taunt, but it has been scaled pretty heavily. So forward 2-1-4 in Tekken 8 after a taunt, I think does 29 damage. So it does 13 less damage than it does in this game. Taunt back 4 into FF2. First of all, the FF2 was nerfed damage-wise in that game already. I think it went down from 32 in this game to 29. And now, instead of 29, it does 20 after the back 4. So you're losing 9 damage after the back 4. Jet Upper in this game, it does 20 damage. And again, if you hit a taunt Jet Upper, it's going to do 20 damage. But in Tekken 8, it does 14. And the combo is only going to scale more heavily after that initial Jet Upper as well. So taunt has been nerfed pretty heavily, and it's a really unfortunate nerf because taunt is a thing that requires a lot of execution. It can be difficult to set up, and I don't think that it should have been nerfed in that way. At least that's what I thought until I thought about the implications of Heat Engage. So if you don't know exactly how Heat Engage works, basically you just do a move that is a Heat Engager in Tekken 8, and you kind of do like a canned dash animation to dash towards your opponent, and they are heavily minus, you are extremely plus, and you basically can do whatever you want at range 0, right? The reason that this is a problem for Bryan is because when Bryan hits a Heat Engager, he basically gets a free taunt attempt. So Bryan's Heat Engagers are Quarter Circle Forward 1+2, Requiem, and FF2. FF2 is no longer a Power Crush in Tekken 8, it is now just a Heat Engager. So basically in Tekken 8, if you hit a QCF 1+2 or an FF2, it will Heat Engage and you will basically get a free taunt attempt on your opponent. So you can see why this might be a little bit much, and they felt the need to scale the taunt a little bit, because not only do you have taunt setups at the wall, but you now have taunts after Heat Engages. So I can see why they felt the need to nerf this, because getting hit by a stray FF2 in neutral, into a Heat Engage, into a taunt Jet Upper, into an unscaled combo would be a bit much, especially with how high combo damage is in Tekken 8 and how good wall carry is, and especially for Bryan in that game, his combos are really, really good. So I understand why they made the change to taunt scaling here. It seems like, it's justified in that aspect. But I don't like that it also extends to taunt setups that are not done off of Heat Engagers. Because if you do a taunt at the wall in Tekken 8, it's also going to be heavily scaled, even though there was no Heat Engager involved. It was just a normal taunt setup. So taunt across the board has been entirely nerfed. It's been scaled very heavily. Again, taunt forward 2-1-4 has been reduced by 13 damage. We didn't really have a lot of time to use practice mode, and the practice mode wasn't super fleshed out in Tekken 8, so I'm not sure the numbers on everything exactly, but I know everything is scaled, and like I said, I had those specific numbers, forward 2-1-4 and back 4 and stuff. They've been nerfed heavily. Again, I think this is to compensate for the fact that Bryan is going to get taunt after Heat Engage in Tekken 8, but I don't like that it also affects taunt at the wall. Bryan got a lot of nerfs in Tekken 8, and I think he's a strong character in that game from what I've seen so far, but the nerfs that he's gotten to a lot of his key moves, and also combined with the nerfs that he's gotten to taunt, I don't know, it kind of hurts what I like about the character a lot, you know. I think Taunt is really his most iconic thing, and it sucks that it's kind of been weakened so much in Tekken 8. Although, due to, like I said earlier, the heat engagers, we might see more Taunt than ever, which will be cool, but again, the follow-ups are weakened now. Though, when you are in heat, Bryan's FF2 is a launcher, so back 4 into FF2 when you're in heat is actually going to launch them, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's one little buff that he got related to Taunt, but in general, yeah, Taunt has been heavily nerfed. A lot of people are saying that Bryan is a lot weaker because of it. I don't think he's going to be a super weak character in that game. I think his Taunt is still strong, and I don't think we should really panic or anything. I think the character is still going to be very powerful, and this Taunt is still going to be a tool you're going to use a lot. It's just a bit unfortunate, especially, again, like I said, talking about Taunt at the wall being nerfed as well as after a heat engage. But yeah, so I think the nerf is slightly justified, but what I wish they would do is make it so that Taunt scales after heat engage, but not at the wall. Because Taunt should never scale at the wall, right? Not only do you have to get them to the wall, you have to hit the link, and you have to read their wake-up timing, because people can delay their wake-up timing, right? They can, you know, try to do get-up kicks and stuff to throw you off of your normal Taunt wake-up timing. So there's, you know, there's mind games there, there's a lot of skill and execution involved. And I think that it should stay the same at the wall, but heat engage, I think maybe, you know, keep that scaling. It's a little bit cheap, but I don't see the need to nerf it at the wall. Those are pretty much my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think about this Taunt nerf. Again, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I can understand why they did it. But yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. I'd love to talk to you guys about it, and yeah, thank you for watching the video.